Eid Mubarak to all our listeners. Today, we're exploring one of humanity's most fascinating practices. Why do over 2 billion people fast during Ramadan? We'll dive into the science showing that this 1,400-year-old tradition aligns remarkably with modern health research and the profound historical roots that make it so much more than just abstaining from food.
Sam, what's beautiful is how ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge science. When I fast, I'm not just following religious tradition. I'm participating in a practice that modern research shows can regenerate the immune system, improve brain function, and even protect against neurodegenerative diseases.
The why behind fasting goes back to 610 CE, when Prophet Muhammad received the first Quranic revelations during Ramadan. But fasting itself isn't unique to Islam. It connects Muslims to a universal human practice found in ancient Greece, Egypt, and pre-Islamic Arabia. It's about taqwa, God consciousness.
From a public health perspective, we're seeing incredible data. Studies show that Ramadan fasting can improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation markers, and even lower cardiovascular disease risk. It's like a month-long metabolic reset that our bodies seem designed for.
Let's start with the fundamental question. Professor Hassan, why do Muslims fast? What's the deeper purpose beyond the physical act?
The Quran states, "O you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, that you may develop God consciousness." It's the fourth pillar of Islam's sawm, but it's not punishment. It's about self-restraint, empathy for the less fortunate, and spiritual elevation.
Neurologically, this makes perfect sense. Fasting liberates the brain from processing food-related signals, allowing greater focus on essential nervous system functions. Research by Dr. Murat Alemdar shows reduced anxiety and improved concentration during Ramadan when done properly.
The concept of fitra, returning to a natural state of purity, is fascinating. Studies show that after periods of controlled fasting, people report increased gratitude, better decision-making, and enhanced empathy. It's psychological and spiritual renewal backed by science.
Dr. Rahman, walk us through what actually happens in the body during a typical fasting day. What does the science tell us?
It's remarkable. After 12 to 16 hours of fasting, the body shifts from glucose to ketone metabolism. This triggers autophagy, cellular self-cleansing, where cells remove damaged components. Growth hormone increases up to 10 times normal levels, protecting muscle mass and promoting healing.
A 2021 Journal of the American Heart Association study linked Ramadan fasting to lower blood pressure. We see improvements in insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation markers like C-reactive protein, and increased adiponectin, a hormone that protects heart health and regulates glucose.
What's beautiful is that these benefits align with the spiritual goals. The Prophet said fasting is a shield, and science confirms it literally shields us from metabolic diseases, inflammation, and even some cancers. Ancient wisdom, validated by modern research.
Professor Hassan, let's go back to the origins. How did this practice actually begin in Islamic tradition?
The history is fascinating. In 610 CE, during Ramadan, Prophet Muhammad was meditating in the cave of Hira when Angel Gabriel appeared with the first Quranic revelation. The command to fast came in 624 CE, the second year after the migration to Medina, making it over 1,400 years old.
Initially, Muslims fasted similarly to Jewish practices, but Allah revealed a distinct Islamic form, dawn to sunset, for an entire month. The Night of Power, Laylat al-Qadr, believed to be on the 27th night, commemorates when the Quran was first revealed. It's considered better than 1,000 months.
What's remarkable is the universality. The Quran acknowledges that fasting was prescribed for those before you, connecting to pre-Islamic practices. Ancient Greeks, Egyptians, and Arabian tribes all had fasting traditions for purification and spiritual growth.
Layla, from a health policy perspective, what do the modern studies actually show about Ramadan-style fasting?
The research is compelling. Meta-analyses show weight loss, improved lipid profiles, and better glucose control. A study of 52 healthy individuals found significant increases in HDL cholesterol and improvements in liver function. The immune system literally regenerates during extended fasting periods.
Brain health benefits are extraordinary. Fasting increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which promotes new nerve cell growth. Animal studies suggest protection against Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The brain gets a chance to rest and repair when not processing food signals constantly.
The spiritual dimension amplifies these benefits. Fasting isn't just about food, it's sawm, which means to refrain. Muslims abstain from food, drink, sexual activity, and negative behaviors from dawn to sunset. It's holistic self-discipline that transforms the whole person.
Dr. Rahman, you practice this yourself. How do you balance the scientific understanding with the spiritual experience?
They enhance each other beautifully. When I feel the mental clarity that comes from fasting, I understand why the Quran calls it a path to taqwa, heightened consciousness. Science explains the mechanisms, but the experience transcends the data. My research makes my faith more profound.
The psychological benefits are measurable too. Studies show reduced interpersonal sensitivity, decreased anxiety, and improved emotional regulation during Ramadan. The combination of physical fasting and spiritual focus creates a unique neurochemical environment that promotes well-being.
The community aspect is crucial. Breaking fast together at iftar, sharing sahur before dawn, increased charity during Ramadan. These aren't just traditions. They're social practices that strengthen bonds and create collective resilience. Isolation is antithetical to the Ramadan spirit.
What about the challenges? Layla, who shouldn't fast, and what does the research say about safety?
Islamic law is remarkably nuanced about exemptions. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, children, elderly, chronically ill, and travelers are exempt. The Quran emphasizes Allah desires ease for you, not hardship. Medical consultation is essential for people with diabetes, heart conditions, or other health issues.
The research confirms this wisdom. While healthy individuals show benefits, those with certain conditions need medical supervision. Studies show that with proper planning and medical guidance, even some people with stable diabetes can fast safely, but it requires careful monitoring.
This flexibility reflects Islam's core principle of mercy. The goal isn't to cause harm, but to promote spiritual growth. If fasting threatens health, the religious obligation shifts to preservation of life. Missed fasts can be made up later or compensated through charity fidya.
Let's talk about the broader impact. How has this practice influenced global health research?
Ramadan studies have been crucial for intermittent fasting research. The 5-2 diet, time-restricted eating, all draw from principles observed during Ramadan. We're seeing applications in cancer treatment, where fasting may enhance chemotherapy effectiveness while protecting healthy cells.
The gut microbiome research is particularly exciting. Studies show that Ramadan fasting increases beneficial bacteria diversity, including Christensenella species linked to longevity. It's like a monthly reset for the entire digestive and immune system.
What amazes me is how a 7th century practice anticipated modern metabolic science. The Prophet's recommendations about breaking fast with dates and water. Dates provide perfect glucose restoration after fasting, while water rehydrates efficiently. It's intuitive medicine, validated by research.
Dr. Rahman, what would you tell someone curious about the health benefits, but not necessarily the religious aspects?
The science stands on its own merits. Time-restricted eating, which mimics aspects of Ramadan fasting, shows clear metabolic benefits. But I'd emphasize that the full Ramadan experience includes community, charity, and spiritual reflection dimensions that amplify the health benefits beyond just food restriction.
Research shows the holistic approach matters. Studies comparing Ramadan fasting to secular intermittent fasting often find additional psychological benefits in the religious context, likely due to the meaning, community support, and spiritual framework that Ramadan provides.
The beauty is in the integration. Ramadan isn't just about individual health, it's about social justice, empathy for the hungry, increased charity, community bonding, and spiritual growth. The physical benefits serve the larger purpose of creating better human beings, and more just societies.
As we celebrate Eid today, what do you hope people understand about this practice?
That fasting during Ramadan represents humanity at its best, disciplining ourselves not for punishment, but for growth. It connects us to 1,400 years of tradition, while embodying principles that modern science confirms as beneficial. It's wisdom that transcends any single faith.
I hope people see that science and spirituality aren't opposed, they can illuminate each other. When we understand the mechanisms behind ancient practices, it doesn't diminish the mystery. It deepens our appreciation for human wisdom and the complexity of our bodies and souls.
The research shows that practices rooted in spiritual tradition often carry profound health wisdom. Ramadan fasting is one example, but it encourages us to look more seriously at other traditional practices. Ancient cultures often intuited what we're only now beginning to understand scientifically.
Dr. Rahman, Professor Hassan, Layla, thank you for this enlightening exploration. You've shown us how a practice born from spiritual seeking 1400 years ago aligns remarkably with cutting-edge health science, and why understanding the why behind traditions enriches both our knowledge and our humanity. This episode was brought to you by Unstruct AI, where we explore the human cost of our choices and traditions. Today we've seen how ancient wisdom and modern science can illuminate each other, showing that the deepest human practices often serve multiple dimensions of our well-being: physical, mental, and spiritual.